It's good to have you back on a look at the book today as we talk about the resurrection power of God in our daily devotion. I love Acts chapter 3, one of my favorite stories in the Bible. One afternoon in the first century, two apostles named Peter and John were headed for a 3 o'clock prayer meeting at the temple in Jerusalem. The two men of God stopped to talk to a crippled man who was begging for money, and the lame man was miraculously healed in the name of Jesus Christ. Do you realize the thrilling story that is recorded there is the first miracle of the early church, but it is also the testimony of the transformation that occurred in the life of Peter. Acts 3:1 says that Peter and John were walking into the temple at the ninth hour. That's 3 p.m. If 3 p.m. sounds familiar, it is because that is the very same hour that Jesus died on the cross. That's what it says in Matthew 27:46. Yet at 3 p.m. on that dark afternoon when Jesus died, Peter was nowhere to be found. He had become a track star and ran away when people asked him if he knew Jesus Christ. But just 1 month or so later, he was publicly walking into a church for a 3 o'clock prayer meeting. Peter was no longer looking for a place to hide. He had found a place to stand. The preacher of the first church had experienced resurrection power. The beggar Peter and John encountered had been crippled for over 40 years. That's what it says in Acts 4:22. He was lying at the big gate in front of the temple. The gate was called Beautiful because it was 60 feet tall and 75 feet wide. Historians said it took 20 men to push it open in the morning and close it at night. It shimmered with dazzling Corinthian gold and bronze. The Levitical law classified a lame man as unclean and prevented him from entering the temple. But after he met Jesus, the crippled man experienced resurrection power. He leaped up from his bed and walked into church, jumping and leaping and praising God. Thank God for resurrection power.